Hey everyone, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to be going through the walkthrough for Cafe Club. This particular version of Cafe Club is a SQL injection lab. So we've gone through quite a few of these similar concepts. Really, just a matter of finding the right endpoint and figuring out what database is in use and figuring out how you can get data out of it. So with that, let's jump into the lab and see what we're working with here. Okay, so I have already got an account registered. I'm logged in. If we go through, there's a couple of potentially interesting points here. We can search for products. We can filter by category. Both of those are good candidates for a SQL injection, and you definitely want to test those. What we find is that when we click on an item, we see here we've got product and then what looks like a product ID number. So if I come over here to my proxy and look at this request, it's making this request to API products and then the number. And we see that it's returning uh, data about that particular product. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send that over to replay. And I'm going to play with this just a little bit. Okay. Let's try first thing sending a single quote, get product not found. Try and 1 equals 1. And got to make sure to URL encode this. I have a hotkey set up in Kaido so that when I press Command U, it URL encodes whatever I have highlighted. You can set up uh, however you like or however works best for you. If highlighting and right clicking works, that's perfectly fine. So let's send this. I still get product not found. So let's see if removing that single quote makes any difference. And it does. Okay, so um, sometimes it's just weird like that. Sometimes you need the single quote, sometimes you don't, sometimes different things work. So you just have to kind of play around with this a little bit and figure out what works in that particular case. So I'm going to use my convert pane down here. I'm going to highlight what I want. And I'm going to come down here and I'm going to use, let's do an order by. So my guess is just based on what's returned here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So based on what the application is returning to me, uh, I'm going to guess that there are 8 columns returned in the original query. So I'm just going to start there. Um, I'm doing this mainly in the interest of time. You always want to start at 1, work all your way up, especially if you're not necessarily getting the full data returned back to you. And I just screwed up what was highlighted here in my um, convert pane. But so order by, I'll try 8. Make sure to apply that. Okay, and I still get my data back. I'm going to try to go up to 9. Still get data back. Am I doing something wrong here? Oh, it helps if I apply what I'm trying to do to my actual request. So let's go back and look at that again. So if I go to 9, product not found, but if I go back down to 8 and apply it, then I get the data back. So we've now confirmed that there are 8 columns returned by the original query. So now what I can do is I want to use a union select. And remember, whenever you use a union select, your query has to return the same number of columns as the original query, or it's going to complain about it. So um, I'm going to do union select. I'll try null. Yeah, we'll try nulls. I want to demonstrate something here. So I want to put in 8 nulls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 null from SQLite master, and then comments. Apply that, and I expect to get an error here. Okay, I don't, but um, I was expecting to get an error because I was confusing myself with a different lab. So disregard that part. But anyway, so you see here now we get back what we've input here. So um, let's just see if this last one here supports uh, string value, and it does. Okay, so what I can do now is I want to get the table names. I want to get all the table names. And by default, if I just say table name, this is only going to return one at a time. So I want to use group concat TBL name from SQLite master where type equals table. Apply it and send. So now you see here in created at, we get users, SQLite sequence, products, and so on. So the one that I'm interested in this case is users. So let me come back up here, highlight that again. And now I want to get the column names out of the users table so that just in case we're not dealing with something straightforward like username, password, whatever the case is. So I want to do group concat name from, I'll come over here and delete all of this. Pragma. I always get this part backwards. Pragma table info. I keep wanting to do Pragma info table all the time, and I'm not sure why. It's just one of those weird things that I can't keep straight in my head. So from Pragma table info users, apply that, send, and now we see these are the column names that are returned from the users table or contained in the users table. So like you see we've got just normal username and password. So what we can do is we can do it a couple of different ways. The first way, we can make an assumption that the admin user is the first row in the database. We can make an assumption that the user or the admin user ID is 1. We can make an assumption that the admin's username is admin. There's different things like that that we can just test and see how it goes. But in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do username, password from users. Uh, let's just see what that returns. Username, password from users, and just see. So remember I said that um, by default, this is only going to return one row at a time. So what I'm doing here is I'm basically making an assumption that the administrative user is the first row uh, in the database or in that particular table, in the users table. So if I'm correct, if my assumption is correct, then this should return the admin user's username and password. So let's apply this, send it, and so my assumption was correct. And in this case, we get the um, admin username and the password, which is the flag. So um, that was that lab. Pretty straightforward. It's very similar to some of the other SQL injection labs that we've done in other Bug-Forge labs. But again, this is really just a matter of drilling in concepts, getting repetitions, doing different types of testing, and being able to recognize patterns quickly so that you can be more efficient at testing. And this has really helped me because um, my background has not necessarily been in application security. So just having these daily labs and daily refreshers has been really useful for me just to get more repetitions in and kind of help develop uh, those thought patterns and those thinking prisms that you need to be able to quickly identify issues and test, kind of narrow down what you need to test and where. So I've really enjoyed it. I hope you did as well. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.